The last thing you want to hear when you need your auto insurance most is a robot with countless irrelevant menu options. Which is why with USAA Auto Insurance, you'll get great service that is easy and reliable, all at the touch of a button. Get a quote today. Restrictions apply.
Whatever the occasion, effortless elegance is right this way. Because Hilton brings you new ways to stay courtesy of the Nomad London. And it doesn't stop at award-winning dining in a space draped in velvet and illuminated by vintage chandeliers. No, this day goes beyond with unparalleled personalized service and attentive hospitality. Oh, and did we mention the Nomad London can be booked using your Hilton Honors points at Hilton.com? Hilton, for this day.
Is anyone out there?
Another salesperson enduring the endless search. Exhausting. If you want to get right to the right conversations, you need LinkedIn Sales Navigator. Whether you're looking for new leads or strengthening existing relationships at your top accounts, get right to the right conversations with LinkedIn Sales Navigator. Try LinkedIn Sales Navigator now with a free 60-day trial at linkedin.com/trial. That's linkedin.com/trial.
Terms and conditions apply!
You don't think that drive's too loud?
I mean, it might be.
Yeah.
Shout out to everybody that's already tuned in. I see y'all coming in. Bigo. Got the hemp and rose. There you go. Take the roses.
Take the good roses. Take the roses. Good for the lungs. Healing.
Very. Very healing. I see y'all. Thank you for the roses. I see it. Thank you so much. Thank you. Without further ado, let's go ahead and get it popping.
It's
for the Couch Chronicles, where there ain't no fucking limits.
every Monday, Tuesday, Thursday, Friday from 8 Central Time. You don't never want to miss a couch. And now we live every Wednesday at 9:30 a.m. Central Time. So that's the couch every day of the week. Yeah, tune in. You don't want to miss this shit. It's the Couch Chronicles, where they know what? I know you said it.
And that's on period. Let me invite my guest.
If it's my ego, can you blame me? I'll be popping. And if you hating on the low, man, you ain't stopping this. I do my damn thing, and you know that's a fact. And all may happen is money straight out the fucking trap. And I'll be giving it, controlling like a map. Some of my people change, but I'm okay with that. And I forget, but ain't no need to run it back. You made your bed, now lay it down, go take a nap. Hold up, I hope you didn't think that I believe.
Let me know if you got the invite.
Need to go back. If I cut you off, I'll leave you no slack. And please don't test my game stuff, I fuck around and go back. You know that. But back to this money, yeah.
Let me move the microphone closer.
I'm never stopping. I had them bad. Ride up for good. I need my hands. I mean, I do though. I need my motherfucking hands. Oh, I'm tripping. I think it's you. Oh, it's me. Oh well. If it's my ego, can you blame me? I be popping. And if you hating on the low, man, you ain't stopping this. I do my damn thing, and you know that's a fact. And I make happiness money straight out the fucking trap. And I be giving it, controlling like a map. Some of my people change, but I'm okay with that. And I forgive, but they don't need to
right.
Back. You made your bed, now lay it down, go take a nap.
Lay that ass down. I'm just saying. Jasmine on the motherfucking couch. Let's fucking go. Let me see. Oh, hold on. We gotta turn you all the way up. Okay. Say something again.
Okay, you can hear me now?
Period. Good. We can hear you.
Cool.
Yes. What up, though? What's up, though? How are you?
I am good. How are you?
I'm doing good. I am. Now, first of all, can you tell everybody who you are, where you from, and where you located now?
Okay, well, I am Jazzy. Well, most people know me as Jazzy J, from the creator and host of Them for the Culture podcast that started here on Facebook and is now on YouTube. I am originally born, bred, and raised the Bronx.
Period.
Okay, through and through. I do now reside in North Carolina now, which is basically where the show is based out of now. But yep, that's me.
Period. Now, how many years has it been since we
did our show? Or
yes.
It's been a couple of years. It's been a couple of seasons. I think that was like maybe season 4.
Yeah. And I'm on my season 4 right now. Like, what?
Yeah, so it's been a good season. Maybe season 3 or 4, if I'm not mistaken.
Right.
So, yeah, it's been a while.
Right. And you was actually one of the first people that interviewed me. You and Shiva was one of the first people that ever interviewed me when I got out of prison. Now,
yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
I want to ask, what was that like for you? Like,
well, we were friends prior to, me interviewing you, and then, I was a fan of your music, and then, like, you were just an all-around good person, and I see, what you went through, and then, what you went through and where you were now, so I'm like, it tied in with what I was doing on my platform, which was to celebrate people of color in our culture. So it just made sense, like, bring it on, and we had a blast. So.
Yeah, we did. And I'm honored to even have you on my couch. You know what I'm saying? You are one of my inspirations. You literally are one of my inspirations, you know what I'm saying? And I was honored, to even be thought of to have an interview. When I first got out, I didn't know nothing about podcasting, you know what I'm saying? Like that, all of that was new to me. So it's not that I was nervous. I was just like, am I gonna do this right? Like, and
you did good. You slam dunked it. Like, we had an amazing time.
Yeah, we did. So thank you again for being on my podcast. Seriously.
No, thank you. I mean, because like I said, there's not enough. I feel there's not enough platforms nowadays that celebrate us as people. I mean, we had BET, but I mean, that's another story.
Right. Who you telling? Now, you've been following my journey for a minute. From where I started to where I am now, do you see a difference?
A huge difference. When you were first, getting out, and you hit the pavement hard with your music. Back then, you was like really promote, and you was out here. It was raw, it was edgy. You was always working. Consistency with you was like key. And then fast forward to now, to you having a platform where you're even to speak on even more things, even just your journey and personal things that you was going through, your sickness, and you being locked up, and then I definitely see a huge growth, and I'm definitely like proud. And I have, we've had discussed this behind the scenes, and I am so proud that watching you from back then to now, like, it's just amazing.
Wow. And again, you inspired part of that, for real.
Thank you.
I never would have imagined that I would be doing a podcast, like on my own, like something that I do and I love it. It was just like, wow. I wouldn't have never.
Yeah, I mean, like, listen, you had it. You always had it in you. Like, you're very outspoken, which is one thing that I loved about you, because I'm an outspoken person, and I love other outspoken people, and you was definitely outspoken.
Right.
So, it was just bound, I think it was just bound to happen.
Facts. Now, as you said, you're one of the creators of Something for the Culture, a platform that celebrates and discusses African American culture. Who or what inspired your platform?
Ooh, it's crazy you asked me that, because I just literally yesterday posted on my inspiration, which happens to be Teen Summit. I grew up in the era of Teen Summit with Ananda Lewis, and I was a huge fan of that show because back then, you know, as a teen, a black little girl growing up, we didn't have a lot of stuff, you know, to tackle issues that we were going through in either in the household or school or just our community as, you know, African-American teens and kids coming up. So that was a lot of my inspiration for my podcast.
Wow, that's huge. Very huge. I never know that. I'm glad to know because I didn't see the post. Yeah. Now, how many years in total have you been doing this?
I'm currently wrapping up my season 8, so that has been 8 years.
Wow.
I'm getting ready to start season 9 July 14th. I'm blessed. I'm truly blessed to get this far.
Right.
Because I started with nothing. I basically started with... I started on a radio station based out in Seattle, and then, you know, some stuff went through. I mean, you remember, a lot of stuff transpired, wound up cursing them out publicly, and I just, you know, took it and ran.
Yeah.
And here we are, 8 years, going on 9 years later.
Facts. Wow. Now, I really, honestly, I pray to say that I've been doing my podcast for 9 years. I pray that it just keeps going and going and going.
I see it. If you've gotten this far, first of all, 4 years is a lot, period. I don't care if nobody feels like it's nothing to you. This is your baby.
Yeah.
And you're going to go through hell and high water. There's going to be good days. There's going to be bad days with it. But 4 years, that's a mark, okay? A lot of podcasters don't make it out the first year. So just be blessed that you have these 4 years, and you already got 2 awards behind it. Girl, please, you're gonna be at 8, 9 no time.
Period. We gonna start our own radio show. Shit.
Okay.
Now, what are some important issues that you have been speaking on lately?
Well, we just did not too long ago. I did an episode about mental health with Dr. Berry. Who's also a Bronx native, so shout out to the Dr. Berry. She put out a book, and I actually met her through TikTok. It's called Bold, Black, and Becoming. Amazing book. That book is amazing. If y'all looking for it, it's on Amazon or TikTok Shop. Y'all could get it.
You said Bold, Black, and Becoming.
Yes.
Okay.
Bold, Black, and Becoming. And it was basically talking about, you know, mental health, what we deal with on a daily basis and how we can overcome it and, you know, what strides to take to get us from this point A to point B with our mental health. Like, it was a great breakdown for not just, and a lot of people like to think it's like for people of color. It's not just for people of color. It's for everybody. We tackled that issue. Then I had author Camila Overton on, where she also another author. She dated a narcissist and was married to one for a very long time, and her book is about her getting out of that relationship, seeing the signs, the red flags, and how to basically, this is basically a book to help other people in this situation, to see those warning signs and how to overcome and get yourself out of that.
Right. I love that.
Wow. Yeah, I mean, we've been tackling a lot. That, of course, I'm always going to talk about race because that's an ongoing problem.
Yeah.
I'm always going to talk about, and not just with, you know, Caucasians or other races, but there's a lot of stuff within our own race that, you know, we need to address and kind of take accountability for.
Yes, exactly. We're going to have to do another collab on one of those, especially for like mental health talk. For sure. Now,
you know, I'm all for it.
Period. Now, do you also have like segments that you stamp, like do every month as well?
Okay, so there's, I wouldn't say I do it every month, but from time to time I will run back an episode that I did and like kind of get new people on it and kind of add a little bit to it. Like, for example, season 9 coming up. There was a couple of seasons back that I did a segment about the misconceptions of the African American woman, and that's basically the trials and tribulations that we go through. We know what the men go through because we see it,
right.
But it's not really talked about what Black women go through and what we have to deal with, you know, our race and society and how we're treated in the workplace and just all around day to day. So I'm kind of running that back this season. Dr. Berry and I think Kalima will also be on that episode. And I think I had one more person, but so we're running that back.
What day is that going to be? When is that
say
one?
That again?
When is that one going to be?
That's going to be season 9. I haven't dropped the actual date because season 9 is kind of like hush hush. I got a lot coming up season 9, but trust me, y'all won't be disappointed.
I'm excited. I'm not disappointed right now. Now, now, do you as a whole, or something for the culture, get involved with like community things?
Oh, of course, big time. From the beginning, from the very beginning, there's been a lot of things that I do behind the scenes that I don't talk about. Like, for example, there was I'm not going to name her, but there was a girl who was going through some homelessness at the time that I knew, and, you know, she had a situation with, she followed a man that she was dealing with, and he kind of just left her destitute out there, and I put a GoFundMe together for that to get, and you got the money. It wasn't going to me, it was going to her. She was able to get her first month's rent and her security deposit, and she got her a place.
Wow.
There was also, we collected some funds for when they had that big storm in Texas, when everybody was flooded out in Texas. You know, I didn't do the whole red, what's that, the Blue Cross, whatever. Because they're not going to get the money.
Yeah.
Let's just be real. They're not going to get the money. So me and my friend, co-host at the time, Mr. C Vocals, we found somebody in Texas, somebody that he knew that was dealing with the situation out there, and we sent the money to them to help. I mean, there's been just a lot of things that we've done. So I don't like to, you know, if I'm going to do something, I don't really publicize about it. I just do it.
Right. Now, what happened to your last co-host?
My last co-host, which was Mr. C Vocals, he's actually working on music again. So, you know, he's got an album out. He has a song out. His full album is getting ready to drop. We just actually did a live together on TikTok maybe 2-3 weeks ago. So,
what's the name of his new song?
Oh, God.
Okay.
I'm going to have to get it from him. It's a gospel song now.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so it's a gospel song, but
I mean, Glorilla won best.
Like, you know,
Glorilla won best gospel.
Yes, like everybody does their. You know, what we did was an amazing thing, and you know that was his calling to do. So, okay, I support him full-hearted.
Facts. No, I was being funny. I said, well, Glorilla won best gospel.
Girl, I'm not gonna hate because honestly, listen, the music industry that's a whole different story, baby.
Man, and it ain't even hating. It's just being real. Like, what are we doing? Okay. Anyway,
I mean, if she could get one, I could get one too. I could go.
Yes, that's what I'm saying. I got the perfect song for it.
I didn't even hear the song. What is the song?
The one that she did on her album with Kurt Franklin. Honestly, I didn't go listen. I didn't listen to that one. That might be the only one that I didn't listen to.
And she won best song?
She won best gospel inspirational song.
Oh.
Over all the gospel artists. Over all the gospel albums. And she was like, well, I guess I better thank God.
You need to thank somebody.
Since this is a gospel album. I'm not about to play.
Yeah, I mean, I ain't hating, but I don't understand it.
I don't either. Now, what would you say your purpose on this earth is?
I mean, it has, I guess it has changed over the years now. I guess now, in this present day, my purpose is just to bring our brothers and sisters together and, you know, seek unity, seek successfulness within our community. Yeah, and to let our children and our, you know, our legacies be great as they once was.
Exactly. That's real. I love that. Now, being a public figure, do you find yourself having to hold back or not say certain things because of people watching you, or?
Girl. Ooh, you know, it's funny. Yeah. I just had this conversation with somebody the other day, and I was like, you know what? Based on my relationships that I have built over the time with Something for the Culture and all the people that I have been blessed to work with and whatnot, yeah, I be having to really cap off what to say. Because me, listen, you know me. You know me. I'm not about to sugarcoat nothing with nobody. And, you know, sometimes it gets me in trouble because I shoot from the hip and that Bronx comes out. I ain't gonna lie to you. The Bronx comes out. You might get me hot enough where I'll be like, you know, I might suck my dick out there to you. Like,
right.
Yeah.
And then the first thing people was like, oh my gosh, you a public figure. Well, you probably have to get embarrassed.
I had to learn to kind of curb it back. Like, I can't always respond to stuff now. So, I'm learning. I'm still on work in progress. You might catch me on the wrong day, but...
Right.
I'm still learning.
Facts. I'm the same way. Y'all, if you're just now tuning in, it's the Couch Chronicles, where it ain't no fucking limits. I do this every Monday, Tuesday, Thursday, and Friday from 8 Central Time, and every Wednesdays from 9:30 a.m. Central Time. Make sure that you follow my guest, Jasmine Smith, on all social media. Her information is in the description, and Something for the Culture page. That is also in the description. Make sure that you follow The Couch on all social media, thacouch.com as well, and THAREALJANELL. You good? I got some more questions if you still got time.
Say it again, you was going out.
I said I got some more questions if you still got time.
Oh, I'm here. You got me, girl.
Period. Now, what are some old school ways that you would like to see come back?
As far as like music, or as far as like just
in general, in life, just period. It can be music, it can be whichever way you want to take it.
I would like to say like the village. It takes a village to raise a child. I don't think that we're evolved enough as a community with our children like, you know, our parents and our grandparents used to be. You know, we'd be outside and we, you know, doing something wrong. You know, somebody else parent gonna be like, oh,
you ain't supposed to be doing that.
Your ass. We don't have enough of that no more, and I think it's because a lot of the people that are parents now are not really parents. They're children that then had children. And let me just clean this up right now. This is not saying that teenage mothers shouldn't be doing this and that. No. I was a teenage mother. I had my daughter very young. I was 17, you know, when I gave birth to her. But there's not a lot of mothers being mothers, and there's not a lot of fathers being fathers. So that's what I would like to come back.
I love that. That's real.
Also probably would like, I guess a lot of more supportiveness within our community. You know, you see the Mexicans and you see Caucasians. They support each other. We not so much. We still have that crabs in a barrel mentality where, oh, you doing better than me and I'm not going to fuck with you because you're doing better than me. Why don't you ask her how she got to that point so then she can maybe help you get to that point.
Exactly.
Or so on and so forth. So.
Yeah, exactly. That's so real. So real. Now, do you get a chance to travel with Something for the Culture?
I have not gotten a chance to travel, but this summer will change that. I actually do have outside booking, so.
Okay, yeah.
And it's mainly because not that I haven't had opportunities. You know, I have 2 young kids at home, and especially my son, he's in a lot of stuff. And then I have a 1-year-old, so, you know, it's a lot.
Right. Right. They said, she talking for real, you preaching. Yeah, they in them comments going crazy. Now, what has been your biggest accomplishment?
life or with the show?
Both.
Okay. My biggest accomplishment with the show, I personally feel, is when I was able to bring... I had an episode where Christopher Scott, he's not an artist. He was actually a guy who was wrongfully incarcerated in Texas. This was public knowledge.
Right.
It was all in the news. And I think he did like 18 plus years.
Yep.
He was in there for a long time.
Yes, he was.
And it was for murder. He did not do it. And they gave him a lump sum of $1 million, which is really, to me, is not nowhere near enough for all that time.
No.
They gave him a lump sum of $1 million. He came out and he built a business with 2 other people that were wrongfully committed, and they go on to help other people in that situation. They actually have a documentary on Amazon Prime about it. And when I sat down and spoke to him and he gave his story to me, like, I was just like in awe, like, because it happens a lot with our people.
Right.
A lot. And to give somebody $1 million, like, that's supposed to be sufficient enough because you did some time for something that I didn't do. Mind you, he didn't get a fair trial, and it was just crazy.
Yeah, that's huge. That's an honor.
But that was, it was an honor to sit down with him. It really was.
Man, wow, that was big. Yeah. What about your life?
My life, it's crazy because I just had I had surgery April 24th for a hysterectomy. And prior to that, I just had a baby to that. So all of this came so fast with the hysterectomy. And I really almost lost my life behind me having fibroids. I was losing so much blood to the point I was at work, almost passed out. I've had 3 blood transfusions, 2 before I had the surgery and 1 right after the surgery because I had lost a lot of blood during the surgery. And this is actually the first time I'm speaking about it publicly, but one of my sisters had to actually sit up there at the hospital with me because I was barely breathing. They had to, give me a little bit of oxygen in there. Like, I could not do anything. And just to be able to see that through, that was an accomplishment for me.
Yes. And, you got my heart, like, because I had 24 fibroids and cysts that my doctors missed for years. I'm talking about
crazy.
12 centimeters. Or was it 10 centimeters? 10 centimeters. That's as big as a man's dick.
Yeah.
Like, what? And they were wedged between my rectum and my bladder, and I couldn't sit down. And so when I'm telling
you, it's crazy. Nobody knows what we deal with. Them fibroids, that's a serious thing with black women. Serious.
And I was just saying last night on the couch that we get it early. As young as 11 years old. And the only race that does. The only race that does.
And they still don't know where it comes from.
Right. Exactly. Yeah. You know what? And I actually do a segment on the couch every month called Menopause, Surgeries, and More.
Oh, well, hey, invite me. I'm open.
Yes, let's do it. Because, baby, when I tell you, menopause ain't no joke. You literally got to have some tricks to get you through. Or you literally...
Listen, I was scared to have surgery because this was my second surgery. My first one was the C-section with my daughter, my last child. And I didn't have no choice. That was an emergency C-section. So me preparing, leading up to this surgery, I was scared as hell, for one. Because, with surgery, anything could go wrong. You could die on the operating table.
Yes.
And I would never see my kids again, my husband. Like, I was scared.
Yeah.
Even up into the day I was getting ready to, they was putting me on the table. I'm up there in tears, bawling. Bawling. They had to give me something to calm my ass down. So to see that through, I was just I was thankful, very thankful.
Yes, and shout out to all the other ladies that went through, getting a hysterectomy. Did you get a total?
Yes, I did. I did get, they took my entire uterus out. Thankfully, because I only had 3 or 4 fibroids, but they were significant size.
Yeah.
Because I had a problem walking. I couldn't, I could only take like a couple of steps, then I'm out of breath.
I was in a whole wheelchair. I was like, man, and and after that, that's why I made sure that every month I talk about it, because some of us have it and don't even know. My doctor literally was pushing on me, and I was like, ow, is that supposed to feel like that? And she said yes. About a month later, I got surgery.
I only had the one. I was in labor, I was in the hospital having my daughter, and the reason why I had to have the emergency C-section, because that one was blocking her from me having her vaginally. So they had to cut me open. But I'm thinking it's just the one. Okay, not a big deal. I can, go on with life and, down the road. Baby, no.
Right.
It was killing, my doctor said it was killing me slowly.
Yes, because they can burst. Like, and a lot of women, sometimes when I ask, have you been checked for fibroids and cysts? They be like, what is that? I'm like,
a lot of women don't even know what it is.
Yes, that is so true. So ever since I found, and I didn't even know, when I found out that I had it, everything happened so quick. I'm talking about so quick. They was like, you got fibroids and cysts, you need surgery. Surgery is the next month. And then I literally kept having surgery after surgery after surgery. I still didn't even have a chance to get over the fact that I had a total hysterectomy. That's why it's so important to live your life and go do things. And if you have kids, I know people, you have to work. I get that. But honestly, them jobs are going to be there. She said I've had several ruptures. Ugh.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. And it's so many of us that literally have a similar story. We have fibroids and cysts. It's sad to say that we're connected by fibroids and cysts. And so many of us, and so many have them and don't even realize it.
Yep.
That is a huge accomplishment. Seriously. And thank you so much for making it through. Thank you for being here still. For real. Now, what would you do different in life if you could?
I probably, not a lot of people know that I used to dance. I have performed Carnegie Hall. I have performed a lot of places when I was younger. And ballet, tap, and jazz. That's what I did. And I was in the paper and all of that. I probably, if I could change things, I probably would have, pursued that more. Who knows where I would have ended up with that.
Right. Wow. You got me smiling from ear to ear, because it's like, damn, I hear myself in you. Because I was talking to my wife and I said, if I can do something again, I want to dance again. Like, I miss dancing. I miss it. It was just something so freeing about dancing. Like,
it is. And it's an expression. You get to express yourself through it.
Yes. Facts. Wow. Now, what are some life experiences that you've experienced that you feel shaped you to be who you are today?
Let's see. Well, like I said, I had my oldest child, who's now in her 20s, when I was 17, and, I had help. Thankfully, I had help raising her. My family was super supportive, especially my mother. Shout out to my mom. She is like the backbone fiber of my family. So, becoming a mother kind of shapes you into who you are. I feel like I get to see a lot of myself in my 3 kids now. And it's funny, because sometimes I'll be like, was I doing this shit to you? You know, like, damn, like, you know, like the attitudes, sometimes, you know, the little snappiness or just little dumb shit that they do. Like, it's just, to me, I love my kids. I love them to death. Like, and my kids, they'll always tell me, oh, you're overprotective. Yeah, and they're right.
Right.
I'm very overprotective of my kids, but if you don't be, you know, they get left by the wayside.
Facts. That's true. That's so true. Now, what was your childhood like?
I had an amazing childhood. I'm a product, and I have to stress this because I am a product of a single mother, and a lot of single mothers get bad raps all of a sudden now, and I don't understand that. But I'm a product of a single mother, and it's not because my father didn't want to take care of me. My father was there in the beginning, but he had a drug addiction. Okay, and, you know, sadly, he succumbed to that drug addiction. But my mother was, you would have never known it, point blank. I didn't have a bad childhood. Like I told you, you know, I was in ballet and jazz and tap classes. I got to do something. I was very spoiled. I'm not even going to lie. I was spoiled. Like, I always had the newest stuff. My grandparents was nice. Like, I always was, like, having all this jewelry on. Like, I had an amazing childhood.
That's dope.
Amazing.
That's so dope. Wow. Now, what are some morals that you learned from your mom that are lasting lessons that you teach to your children now?
I'm a firm believer in not throwing your children out just because they hit 18. And the reason why I say that, because, you know, when a lot of parents in our culture, you know, when they hit 18, oh, you got to get out. You just immediately throw them to the woods, and you're doing more damage to them than you're not really setting them up to prosper in life. You're doing a lot of damage. You're setting them up for failure. My daughter, she lived with us. You know, she's in her 20s, and she's working. She works as she's a lead teacher for the doctors and nurses at the hospital here, you know. She bought her own car with her own money. We didn't buy her car. This is stuff that she has done, and we have embedded in her. Same with our other children, like my middle son, who just graduated going to middle school. You know, he's a first-time author along with 11 other boys in his school. They made a children's book that's out. And he's the state champion of North Carolina for mathematics for the Beta Club. So, I mean, what I was taught, you pour into your kids. No matter what. The ends, the bads, you never write them off. No matter what age they are. So.
Well, what if they told you that they wanted to be gay?
Oh, okay, and?
Oh, okay.
Yeah, what that mean? Listen, wherever you put your genitals at or your face at, that's on you. I mean, hey, you're still my kid. Like, that doesn't... I wouldn't... If my son told me I was gay, it doesn't bother me. My son, and actually, you know, not to put my daughter on Front Street, my daughter had that, you know, she went through a phase with it, but nonetheless, I didn't care. You can't choose who you love or who you end up with.
Right. I love
that. I'm still their mother.
Right. Now, what's life like where you're at right now?
Ooh, life where I'm at, we are chilling over here. And just enjoying my kids, enjoying my husband. Yeah, just enjoying life.
Facts.
You know.
Facts.
Yeah.
How's the weather?
It's rainy. It's a little shitty today, but we had amazing weather yesterday when we went out of town. So.
Okay, good. Now, what are some favorite memories that you keep in your mind or that lift you up when you're feeling down?
I had a memory. It's a distinct memory of my aunt, who, and you know, God rest her soul, she's passed away. But this is when we were, you know, still in New York, and she's a huge Big Daddy Kane fan, and I think he was performing at what was it? The thing in Harlem, Showtime at the Apollo. He was playing at the Apollo, and we was in the car, and we were riding past, and she's driving now, you know, and she sees Big Daddy Kane's name up there. Honey, she hit somebody, okay? We got a whole accident, because all you can hear her say is, oh my God, Big Daddy Kane, boop, what the? Girl, you about to kill all of us.
Right.
I was on Big Daddy Kane. You know, I'm like, what? But it was so funny because, like, I've never heard her be that ecstatic about a music artist. But him, I guess he just tickled her little pickle. So.
Right. That is hilarious.
That's funny.
Now, who's your person that you go to when you need to be lifted up? Or you need motivation?
I had a few people, but it's probably my of course my husband, my mom, and my oldest child. But outside of that, I would have to give a shout out to my homie Knowledge Born from Do the Knowledge Radio, because especially when it comes to the show stuff. And there'd be sometimes I'd be not feeling. I'm like, okay, I want to quit. Like, I'm not feeling this and that. And he'd be like, Jay, if you don't get the fuck on somewhere and sit your ass down, like, it's going to be fine. We're going to do this. Like, he really be putting my ass in place.
Yep.
But I need that. So, those are my people.
You said you sometimes get down about the show and want to quit. What are some things that make you feel like that?
Well, especially like in the beginning. Well, not very much the beginning, but like as the show started growing and evolving, you know, lack of support from your own peers is crazy. You get support. My support system, besides, you know, my family, of course, supports, but as far as like your peers, you get support from people you don't even know, opposed to the people that you've probably known for years.
That's true.
And it's crazy. Like, it's literally crazy to me. Like, I'm a supportive person. I support no matter, especially when it comes to our people, I'm going to support.
Yeah.
Period. I'm going to share this. I'm going to try to buy this if you selling this or whatever the case may be. But that's just who I am.
Right.
And I had to kind of understand that everybody's not like that.
That's so true.
So,
that's so true.
But yeah, I would get down about it, and I'm like, I don't understand, like, you know, why are they not supporting, like, especially in this industry with podcasting. Podcasting is a male-dominated industry.
Yes.
We you know, there's girls in it, but they're not the ones that are top. It's the males podcasters that are on top right now. And men get so much support before the women do, and especially women of color. You know, it's crazy. We damn near got to talk about sex and all type of crazy stuff for y'all to even listen.
Yeah. That's true.
It's ridiculous.
And you know what I love about Something for the Culture is y'all keep y'all integrity. Like, you don't give a fuck that it take that to do it. You're not going to do that. I love that.
No, I'm not.
I keep my integrity on the couch. Like, it's things that I'll bring up, but I'm not about to be like, yeah, pussy popping on the hand. We ain't finna be doing none of that. We just not.
Not doing none of that. I'm not doing it. I might crack jokes, and you might, you know, but that's me. I crack jokes all the time. So you might get a little laughter with me. You know, of course I'm going to give you that serious stuff, but the ultimate goal of what my platform is about our people. I'm not going to get up there and tell you, oh, yeah, fuck your baby daddy. And no, I'm not doing all that because I don't believe that.
Right. Right.
So.
That's promote love. Now, would you say that you're a super spiritual person?
To a degree, I do believe in our ancestors. I believe our ancestors speak to us and show us things. I do believe that. Yeah.
Me too. Facts. Now, what did you want to be when you were younger?
Honey, I used to think I could sing and can't fucking sing a lick. You understand me? Can't sing a fucking note. You couldn't tell me I wasn't no singer, honey. But you know what's also funny too? I think that I was too young to know that I was going to end up doing this, but I used to interview my uncle back in the day.
Oh, wow.
I used to make him believe like he was like the mayor of the city, and I'd be like, I think like at the time when I was young, I think the mayor back then was like Dukakis, and I used to be like, okay, you pretend you Dukakis, I'm going to interview you, and that's what we used to do.
Wow, that's dope. Full circle. That came full circle.
Right.
We came full circle. That's dope. Now, you said earlier, or a few minutes ago, that support back then was a little wonky. How's your support right now?
I would say, it has gotten a lot better. I would say, no, I'm not going to say a lot better. It has gotten tremendously better because I get a lot of texts now, or maybe messages on Facebook of how, this episode did this for this person or whatever the case may be. So it has gotten a lot better.
Right. When you get those messages, I know you're like, this is what I do this for.
Yeah, because I ultimately want to help people. Like, I ultimately want to help somebody, maybe get through a rough time or get out of a situation that they felt maybe they couldn't get out of. That's ultimately why I do my show.
Right. That's real. Wow. I got a few more questions and then we'll wrap it up.
Yeah, sure.
Now, did you ever imagine that this is where your life would be?
Girl, no. No, ma'am. Honey, if you would have called me back in the Bronx days, running the streets, no, ma'am, no. No. Listen, let me tell you something. One thing about me, I'm going to keep it always a band. I was bad. I was a bad teenager. Like, my mom put me up for a petition because I was out here doing way too fucking much.
I'm not about to
way too much. But, yeah, over the years, I think with, like, having a kid that kind of, and then, coming out of that situation, my scenery, like, it showed me a different way of life and, just scaled me back. And then, especially once I got married, like, that kind of just, like, okay, it's not me and my baby. Now it's me, my babies, and my husband was only had 2 at the time. So, yeah.
I don't know what...
Like, I'm presently surprised how I turned out as far as, what... And it's not because of my mom's parents, and my mom was an awesome parent.
Right.
My grandparents were grandparents. They were real grandparents.
Right.
Like, it wasn't my friend or no shit like that. Yeah, I'm, I love the fact from where I came from to what I am now.
Yes, that's dope. And to always see, whenever you actually get older, some people don't change, but when you change and you look back, like, who you used to be, you like, damn. Like, I love who I am now. Like, I don't give a fuck what nobody else thinks. I love who I am.
Yeah, it's crazy. Some people may think because you have your confidence is too high, but listen, I was raised to have high confidence, and if I don't have it, you're not going to have it for me, so...
Exactly. That's so real.
Everybody's supposed to think they the shit. Everybody's supposed to feel like that.
Period. You all are the shit. Period.
Okay.
Now, with everything that's happening in the news, is it affecting your city that you're in right now in any way, negative or positive?
Well, I'm in the South, so, a lot of these folks, let me just keep that. A lot of these folks are used to that, boy mentality, that good old boy mentality. I personally have not experienced that good old boy mentality, but I have heard stories of people, of going through stuff and whatnot. As far as like what the president and all of that, what he's got going on and doing, he's affecting a lot of people's jobs. I'm sorry, he is. While I didn't think Kamala was a better choice for us as well, she was still better than what we got now. Point blank. We're losing so much funding for people that need stuff like that. There's people out here that are homeless because of this man, jobless because of this man. There are kids out here that are suffering because he didn't cut a lot of programs and funding off. Like, it's just ridiculous.
Yeah, that's real. Wow. And it's fucked up. You know, some people, they are just, and like I say, y'all feel how you feel. You voted for who you voted for. But look at where we're at now. Look at where we at now.
Look at Kim K. Look at Kim K. Kim K voted for him. And then you got your ass on Beyonce's internet, okay? And you gonna talk about how he doing this and this is not what I voted for. That man told you what he was gonna do.
He did.
Like, did you not listen to his press runs? Like,
yeah.
I don't.
Yeah, people act
because
like they
you thought
belong
that you
to
had money, it wasn't gonna affect you. That's what it was.
That's exactly what it was.
No, it affects you too, boo.
That's exactly what it was. Now, what plans do you have for the future?
Look at ICE.
Oh, yeah, I know.
Has detained all these people.
Right. I was just talking about that last night. They kidnapped
people from their families. Did you hear about that little girl that killed herself? Because she thought that ICE was going to come get her family?
Yes. That's what I'm saying. Motherfuckers don't give a fuck about that part.
These are people that's doing jobs that a lot of us didn't want to do. A lot, like, not to be, and this is not,
It's just being real.
Right, just being real. Not me being race baiting or anything like that, but a lot of the Mexicans were doing jobs that we wouldn't do. Mm-hmm. And they do them well. They do them well. Look at there's a lot of Asians. Look, who do y'all go to get your nails done, your hair done? These Mexican restaurants, these people that are mowing your lawn and doing your shingles and stuff of that nature. These people have families. Mm-hmm. And these people are just trying to make a living, just like you're trying to make a living with doing what you're doing. Mm-hmm. Exactly. It's horrible.
It really is. Yeah. Now, what plans do you have for the future? What can we look forward to?
Well, I do plan on, I would like to do an event centered around something for the culture, where some type of, event where we have a venue and people come and, some artists are attached to that. So I would like to.
Let me know. I want to be a part.
Yes. I like to collab. As you know, I love to collab with other podcasters, and I think it just helps everybody all around.
Facts.
So
facts. That's so real. My last two questions are: what other hobbies do you have?
I like to read. I'm a big reader.
So a book club. Reader.
Like I said, I just read Black, Bold, and Becoming. I'm getting ready to read Kalima's book next, because she was on the show, and like the narcissist, cause narcissist people are not just people you date. They are, they could be a family member, a friend,
You ain't lying.
So I'm eager to read her book next. So.
Send me a link to hers. You said hers is on Amazon too?
Yes. I'll send you the link for both books.
Yes, please do. And my last question is, has any of your other influences come full circle?
It almost did. Anybody that knows me knows that I am obsessed with DMX. Baby, you can't tell me we didn't go together. In my mind, me and him was together real bad. We was married, all of that. Period. I've been rocking with him since 96. You understand me?
Yeah.
When he got out of jail, because, he was arrested here in Raleigh, for, pretending he was a federal agent or whatever. So when he got out, I actually hit him up about coming on Something for the Culture. And he agreed he was going to come on Something for the Culture. The only thing that it didn't happen because, scheduling at the time. And, if you're dealing with an artist that's as big as he is and coming out, everybody is pulling you every which way with media when you get out. They want to be the one to get that exclusive, you know. It wasn't about the exclusive for me. It was more about seeing who Earl was, not DMX, because Earl and DMX were two different people.
Yeah.
So when he agreed to do it, you know, I was ecstatic. And I think I said something to him like, you know I love you, right? Like, we go together. Like, he was out laughing. Like, but I think he thought I was joking, but I was dead ass serious. Like, sir, we go together. Like, right. I don't care about your wife. But when I got the call that he had been rushed to the hospital, and I'm not going to say who it was, but it was somebody in the industry and somebody that was there. I got the call that he had been rushed to the hospital. He was not breathing. I was actually the one to report that he had passed first before TMZ. And you know how, and it's unfortunate, but a lot of our people think because TMZ is the say all end all, if they reported that's what it is. They were saying that he wasn't, you know, that he was still breathing. He was not. He was not breathing when he got to that hospital. He had went without oxygen for over 4 minutes. And if you know, I think it was like more like 30 minutes he was without oxygen. And anything past 4, you're brain dead. You're not coming back from that. So when I reported it, all these people jumped on the post. Oh, you don't know what you're talking about. TMZ didn't say that. Okay.
Oh, you know, I know exactly how that is.
Okay. And what happened? The reason why the family had not reported on him actually passing, because they were trying to figure out what to do at that time, which was what was told to me on the phone. So, you know, and it's crazy because he actually used to, you know, rap to my sister and like not rap like trying to talk to them, but like, you know, rap, you know, on the block to my sister. My brother was in the studio with him. So, you know, to me, that was kind of like a full circle moment. It's a tragic one, but it was full circle for me.
That's huge. Rest in peace, DMX.
Yes, indeed.
Before we head out, I do want to do a moment of silence. I know we did one earlier, but I want to do another one for the ones that aren't here today for whatever reason. Thank you. And Jasmine, thank you so much for being on the couch. It was definitely,
thank you.
It was an honor. It was definitely an honor.
I had a ball, and let me just say this before I get ready to get out of here. Like, Janelle, I'm so proud of you. Like, you know, from where you came from to doing this now and the impact that comes, because I listen to a lot of your shows, and the impact that you have brought to, you know, streaming and to the conversations that you're talking about. I love it. Like, I love it.
Thank you. That means a lot to me, especially coming from you.
And, you know, I got to have you on season 9, but we're going to talk about that behind the scenes.
Yeah.
Definitely going to have you on there.
I'm with it. I'm definitely with it. For real. I love you so much. And, again, I appreciate you for being on the couch. And all my couch potatoes, I appreciate y'all for tuning in. Y'all make sure that y'all follow Jasmine on all social media. Follow Something for the Culture. Everything is in the description. Make sure you tap in. It's all about love, support, good vibes, and positive energy. And that's all we're trying to spread.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am. I love you, Goddess. Have a beautiful night and a beautiful weekend. Thank you so much again.
You too, honey. Love you.
Yes, love you too. Love y'all. Hey, I see you, cousin. Period. Yes. Love you. Love y'all. Love you, Twitch. Spotify, Apple, Pandora, thank you so much for tuning in. It's the Couch Chronicles, where it ain't no fucking limits.